Let me see if I can. I hope that y'all are well. Let me see if this is going to sit right. Okay, it might sit right there. Well, maybe not. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Please stay. Okay, looks like it. Okay, good deal. Y'all can hear me. Now let me see if I can get this stand to be right. Because if not, I'm going to have to go in and come back out. Hey, my loves. Trying to get this light together to not stress me out. Like it's trying to. I think we might be alright. Praise God. All right. So y'all have been asking me, and I'm going to deliver. I'm talking, as you see, the title is Money Talks, Menstrual Cycle Walks. Okay? So we're getting into exploring financial success and your feminine power, which is really exciting. So if you've been wanting to learn more about that, and you know you heard me talk about it, but you didn't really understand, I'm going to put you on game today, okay? But for those who do not know me, my name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a feminine lifestyle strategist, and I support my clients in a multitude of ways. But my specific ways that I love on them and support them is by helping them align with their feminine design, helping them master their feminine design, as well as master their emotional responses and regulate their emotions. Hey, my love, using cycle syncing. And also, that actually helps them enhance their creativity so that they can make more money. So, if that's your thing, I am your girl. How have I done that? I've built a 6-figure business off the ground myself without hustling. I have supported my clients in going from 5 figures to 6 figures, from 6 figures to multi 6 figures. So, I'm not new to this, I'm very true to it. And I'm excited to be able to talk about today how your menstrual cycle actually plays a part when it comes down to money and money making. And so I'm going to put the pieces together for you today. I'm really excited about it. I'm going to send this live out really quickly to make sure a few people get it and they don't miss it. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from, because I want to know. Let me know in the comments where you are watching from while I'm sending these out. Okay, perfect. Hey, Nashville. You know what? I'm gonna come. Okay, when I come to Nashville, I'm gonna let you know. But I'm gonna come soon. I'm not gonna tell you when I'm coming. I'm gonna let you know. Okay. Hey, Florida. Somebody's trying to get me out to Florida, but I don't know. I'm trying to see what's going on. There's a lot going on. Hey, New York. Hey, New Orleans. That's my hometown. Okay, so today we're talking about menstrual cycles and money. Yeah. And we're getting to the nitty gritty. I'm about to put y'all on game, especially for those who have read like the 12-week year. You, as a woman, I'm gonna tell you right now, I never read the 12-week year, and as a woman, when you understand and you're sync with your cycle, you really don't need to read it either. You just need to understand the formula I'm about to put you on game with and tell you about today. So don't say I never gave y'all nothing, because I'm really going to give it to y'all today. And it's going to be really easy for you to grasp and really easy for you to remember and understand. And once you start implementing, come back and see me, because y'all know y'all like to get my strategies and stuff. Don't come back and tell me nothing. I be knowing, okay? So come back and tell me about it and send it to a friend so she can get herself together. Don't be selfish. See, I'm leaving this earth empty, okay? If I'm giving you the game and I'm giving you the value, as much value as I give for free, in addition to what I have behind my paywall, pass it along to another queen who needs it. Don't be selfish, okay? All right, so we're going to get into that. But again, for those who don't know me, my name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a feminine lifestyle strategist. I support my clients in 3 amazing ways. Happy birthday. And how I do that is I support my clients in, number 1, mastering and aligning with their authentic feminine design. Girl, let me take a picture. Yes. Okay, I can't wait to our session, because we're having a session coming up this week, right? Because I saw your name on my calendar. So we get to talk more. So if you didn't got your second sale on your ebook yesterday, guess what? Now we're going to work towards talking about how you're going to get the next 20. So that's going to be the conversation that we're going to have when I talk to you, I believe, on the 6th. I can't remember. But we're going to talk about it, okay? And Soraya actually purchased my FEMA bundle. So it's supporting her. And so what we're going to be talking about today, she knows a little bit more in depth about it. So yeah, so congratulations. I'm so happy. I can't wait till we talk, girl, because we're going to maximize that real quick. All right. You said you thought it was the 7th, but it says, oh, it's the 9th? Okay. So then I definitely will see you then. I'll see you then for sure. All right, love. So let's go ahead and get into it. Like I said, I support my clients in 3 key areas: aligning with their authentic feminine design, as well as mastering their emotional responses via cycle syncing, as well as this supports them this supports them in enhancing their creativity so that they can make more money. If you're wondering how that works and how that operates, it's basically like this. When you are more aware of yourself, when you understand the way that you operate, when you learn how to control your emotional responses, and you become very clear in your mind, in your head, and in your mood within your body, it makes it a whole lot money for you to be more creative and to come up with more ideas and more things you can do to be able to make more money without having to hustle. These things are things that you have naturally within you. According to scripture, Proverbs 8 and 12, you have creative and witty inventions in your very being. So you not having money is very ridiculous, especially in 2024, especially if you're saying that you are a believer. But I'm going to put you on game on all of that in a minute. But that's who I am. That's what I do. I've supported my clients in going from 5 figures to 6 figures, from 6 figures to multi 6 figures. I built a 6-figure business from the ground up myself, and I have not hustled, okay? So I don't support the hustle, and I'm going to tell you right now, I've been telling y'all, now y'all seeing it, but I've been telling y'all for about 2 years now, okay, that there was going to be a great divide. There was going to be a split between women who are seeking mastery versus women who are sitting in a space of mediocrity. And what you are seeing now is a lot of women who have started businesses around COVID, that time frame, and around the pandemic, they're crashing. A lot of people that you're seeing that seem to rise to the top, they're very emotionally unhinged, they're crashing. Because I'm going to tell you something, all that mindset of working twice as hard, all that mindset of hustle, 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 and hard work, that mindset is not going to thrive in the creator economy that's happening right now. Baby, you need to know how to make money with your mind, because your body going to break down in a minute from the things that they feeding you. Hello? From the things that they are feeding you, not just the things that you are eating physically, but the things that you are getting in your mind that are breaking down your beliefs, that really are breaking down your body as well. So it's a multitude of things. All that working excessively hard and doing all of this stuff, that stuff is not going to work. I literally just read an article, and I was talking to my clients about this last night. I read an article how it said within the next 4 years, the creator economy is literally going to be a $250 billion industry. I said B, not M. A $250 billion industry. And a lot of women are sitting around wasting time fiddling their thumbs thinking that they're safe and they're secure in these 9-to-5s, when I've been telling y'all they was going to close doors. I told y'all they was going to close doors at a lot of these businesses before they did them. And when they started doing them, y'all start calling on my lives. You were right. They did this. I told y'all, and it's not even over with. It's not even done. So the thing is, it's time for you to really tap into what it is that you have to offer and really start putting it out there. Because like it also said in another article, how it talked about 60% of people living in the country, the majority of them are going to be entrepreneurs. A lot of y'all going to be forced into that. You need to start preparing now. There are business owners. I had a meeting the other day with a multi-million-dollar business owner, and we were speaking about how she wants to transition online because she does amazing work and has done amazing work in the city, in her community, and she's excelled. But all that hard work is going to have to slim down. Those things and those tactics of doing all of that, that's not working anymore. So now she's looking to transition more so into broadening her audience by working with us and making sure that she doesn't have to do all of that hard work. It cuts down on a lot of that. That hard work is not going to pay off. They lied to y'all. They lied to us. They said hard work pays off. How's that American dream going? You got the house yet with the white picket fence? What about the marriage and the kids and the dog? What about the good job that you were going to get they promised you after you racked up all those loans? See, let's go ahead and get into the real of it. Stop complaining about these corporations and start using them as a stepping stone to your next level, just like they're using you to get them to your goal. Because the human resource department, I think my girl on here, because we talk about it all the time, the human resource department, you are the resource. You are the one, the value, but you don't understand your value. And the reason why you don't understand your value is because you don't know that you are high level currency on your own. You think your value comes from what you do, which is why you're a do girl at work, a do girl for your family, and a do girl for men, which is why you can't seem to get the support that you desire because you're too busy trying to do everything. Because nobody does it better than you, right? Nobody does it better than you. Nobody can do it like you because you're the perfectionist. And if it doesn't get done, I mean, if you don't do it, then it's not going to be done right. And nobody else is going to do it. So you have to step up to the plate and you just have to do it. And that has been your MO. And that thing has passed. That has literally transitioned from the way you work to the way you live to all of these different things. You are literally the do girl because you don't understand and know how to be. Okay, since you got your degree and everything. And trust me when I tell you, I have 2. I almost got 3. I was in a doctoral program, but I quit because of my ego. Okay? So when I tell you, all of those things mean nothing when you don't understand your innate value. So what you have to understand about yourself is that, number one, you are time, you are energy, you are attention, and you are money. When you understand all of these things, you know how to maximize these things, you know how to create these things, you know how to cultivate these things, and you don't waste these things because you understand that you have to be a proper steward of these things, which require you to be a proper steward of self. The reason why you see all these celebrity scandals and all these things cracking, all these eggs cracking of all these things that people are doing and they're not done. There's so many other things that are going to come to the light, but just wait on it. But the reason why you see this type of thing happening where scandals and all these things keep hitting people in the face is because people don't understand how to manage themselves. So it's only a matter of time before it becomes revealed that you can't manage what you've been given either. Because I think people missed it in Genesis where it specifically speaks about how, yes, we were created in the likeness of the Most High. You have the God frequency within you according to Luke 17:21. The kingdom of heaven is within you. So yes, you have your God-like nature. Okay. But the second thing that you have also is the character. Let's make them in the likeness, in the image. The image is the actual character. See, that's where people get a little lost. They want to be like God or they want to be God, but they don't want to have the character of God, which is why they can't sustain the last element, which is dominion. You may get it, but can you keep it? Can you sustain it? Can you manage it? Of course not if you can't manage yourself and you have not dealt with your own vices and your own demons. Because one thing about your vices and your demons, as you elevate, as you grow, and you get resources such as finances and all these other different things, when you don't deal with them, they begin to deal with you. And they are going to deal with you on a public scale. So you should always, at every new level, be cleaning your house because there's always something for you to clean. There's always something for you to pay attention to. Because as you gain more resources and you get these things, it becomes harder and harder and harder to manage self because you think you have everything and you think you have access to everything. And that's where the problem lies for many. But when you understand your innate value, when you understand that you are time made up of Chronos time, the time that you're meant to be here, and Kairos time, the time of your seasons, your ebbs and your flows in life, that makes you a better steward of your time, and you understand how to practice and master time alchemy. Time alchemy is one of the things that I teach on the regular. Time alchemy involves natural rhythms, involves cycles, involves seasons, and understanding how these things are connected to you. It is basically how to transform your time and manage it in a way that elevates your life. How have I done it? What have I used it to do? I used to be 90 pounds heavier. I used it to use 90 pounds. I used it to build a 6-figure business where I didn't struggle. And I teach women how to do the same. You are out of rhythm with your cycle when you feel like you have to do more as a woman instead of just be. You don't understand femininity math. You don't understand your design. You don't understand yourself because you don't understand that you are time. So that's the first thing. The second thing you have to understand is that you are energy. So you think because you have a kind heart that, society has programmed you to be the good girl or to be the nice girl, that you are supposed to be the one that always attracts narcissistic people or always getting your feelings hurt. That's your current narrative. That's your constant narrative. Hey, my love, people are always harming me. People are always hurting me. People are always taking advantage of me. What that lets me know is that you are a mismanager of your energy. See, women who understand that their energy is divine, there's no way that you can waste divine energy, beloved. I'm not going to have it. Women who understand their identity of understanding themselves and view themselves the way the Creator views themselves, they are not nice girls. I'm not a nice girl. Let me look very clear in the camera when I say that. I'm not a nice girl. I'm not a good girl. I'm a kind woman. Kindness is a heart posture. And the first order of business when it comes to kindness is me being kind to myself, because last time I checked, it said love is kind. And love is a revolutionary act for self first. So if I am saying that love is kind and I am saying that I am kind, then I treat myself kindly. And a kind person would allow themselves to be treated like that. A kind person would allow themselves to be run over like that. A kind person would not allow themselves to just be, their energy to be drained in the name of being a good Christian, a good friend, a good lover, a good sister. No, you being a sucker that will continue to get licked, because that's what happens. The Most High never told you to be a fool, never told you to not have wisdom. You actually are commanded to get into this aspect of discernment real quick, so you can actually articulate and understand who you should be giving your energy to and who you should not be giving your energy to. You should not leave every situation, relationship with a broken heart and your feelings. Why are you overly invested? Why are you overly giving out your divine energy? Because you don't realize it's divine. Thank you, my love. Because you don't realize it's divine. That's why you give it away. Women who understand their identity are not women who please other people or try to appease them by doing what they desire and what they want. We are self-priority, first and foremost. If I don't have the capacity, I don't have the space. If I can't hear your sob story right now, I can't hear it right now. And that's just what it is. Understand how to manage your energy properly by understanding that you are energy, understanding that your energy that is within you is divine, and please learn what energy needs to go where and where it doesn't need to go for your own well-being. Okay? And key word and key thing I need you to understand when I'm speaking about energetics and energy, don't sleep on it. Because emotions, by definition, is energy in motion. FYI. So you are energy. So let's go. It's not a coincidence we are emotional beings as women. We are energetic beings. We are spirit beings having a human experience, and the human experience is based on energetics. Free game. Everything that I teach you is going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. Because what you have to understand, the elements of yourself as a woman, you have to know yourself spiritually and be secure there. You have to understand how you operate biologically in order to stay grounded and balanced in a society like this. And then you also need to understand psychologically how you work, so you can stop repeating these toxic patterns and cycles that you keep putting yourself through, because you still are living as the little girl you were in a grown woman's body, because that's what a lot of us are doing. So understand that your energy is divine, knowing and get to know where it needs to go and where it does not need to go. Okay? Because you are energy. The next thing you need to understand, hi, my loves, is that you are attention. What you have to focus on and understand what's happening right now in society is there's a war on your mind. There's a war on your attention. There's a war on your energy, your emotions. Okay? Your energy, emotion. This is why when you go to movies and you can hear the music that something is about to happen, the point is to get you anxious, to get you riled up, okay? The point is to get you to get that feeling and that flight or fight response. We have now developed into a society that they have built everything around your flight or fight response. Society, in the programming that they put out there, all of it is meant to put you in a state of being afraid all the time, being anxious all the time, not knowing how to communicate, not knowing how to build social relationships. The more intelligent that AI becomes, the more separate people become, unless you begin to understand or you know the importance and the value of community. So when I tell you, whatever you focus your attention on, because you are attention, that is where your energy is going to go. That is where your time is going to flow, and that is going to impact your ability to be able to bring in money. And I'm telling you what I know. This is what I did to support my client in going from 0 to almost 15,000 in less than 30 days. I didn't give her a magnetic magic strategy, anything like that. The thing about it is, when you come into the aspect of who you are as a believer and you understand yourself, you don't need to practice magic, because yes, that's witchcraft. You understand that operating from the divine space that you are, the one that you were created in, is magic. That itself, you being the true divine element of self that you are intended to be, that's the magic aspect of it. This is why it tells you in scripture that we should be able to do the things that the Messiah did. It wasn't because he was just magical. He was in the fullness of alignment and operated from that space and didn't deter from that space. Free game. So when I say understand, whatever you focus your mind on and your attention on, that is where your emotions are going to go. You get a man too much attention when you didn't even like him. Next thing you know, you think you like him. Next thing you know, you think you in love with him because you didn't spend all this time. Why? Because he's gotten all of your attention. And whatever gets your attention has the ability to manipulate your energy. And by definition, emotions are energy in motion. So spending more time with the dude you don't like is why you ended up getting played, because now you thought you actually liked him, because you manipulated your own emotions by starting off by saying, I'm bored, I'm just going to go out with him and see what happens. And because you wasted that time in that space, you could have been doing something else from a space of creativity that could have actually enlarged your pockets. Now you're sitting at home with hurt feelings. Okay? Now you're sitting at home with her feelings, all because you don't understand that you are attention. Because you don't understand that you are attention, you don't pay attention. And that's why you don't trust yourself, which is why you continue to make the decisions you make, or why you claim you don't trust other people. Because it's not that you don't trust other people. You don't trust your ability to choose well. Let's get into that truth. Okay? All right, so you are time, energy, and you are also attention. Everybody got it? So you are also money. So let's take money off the pedestal so y'all can stop worshiping it. Let's take money off the pedestal so y'all can stop living, literally, the city girl life that ain't working for the city girls that ain't necessarily working for you either. So let's go ahead and break that down and get into that real quick, okay? So when it says in scripture that the love of money is the root of all evil, the problem is that with that statement right there, and what that is basically saying is that you basically made money your God because you worship it, because you don't understand that it actually is within you. It tells you in scripture in Proverbs 8 and 12 that you have creative and witty inventions in your very being. To have to lay on your back to get some bread is a woman who does not understand her own internal value and does not trust her ability to be able to create, because she does not trust the one who created her. So she doesn't trust the gifts within her. So she has to scam, steal, whore herself out, and do all this other stuff to get a bag, because she don't understand that she is the bag. See, when you don't understand that you are the bag, you work 10, 12, 20 million jobs, and you do 15, 50 million hustles to try to get something and get some, because you don't understand your internal value. So of course you can't create external value. You don't understand that you've been writing poetry since you was in 8th grade, but you let somebody tell you, who never did anything with their life, that people don't pay writers. And I'm sitting in front of you as a person who writes courses and things, and I've built a 6-figure business off of that. Hello. So you listen to people and getting constructive criticism from people who have never constructed anything but a monstrosity of a mess of their own lives, but you believe them. And so instead of actually creating money for yourself, creating opportunity, creating these things, you hustle for it, you whore yourself out for it, you slave for it, you exhaust yourself for it, and you wonder why you continue to come up short. That's why. Because it tells you in scripture, literally, when you chase money, it's almost like it turns into a bird, because it will take up wings and run away from you. It says if you chase wealth, it will literally almost take up wings and fly away from you. Look how society told us to hustle, but God told you don't chase it. The Most High told you don't chase it. Society told you to chase it, which made you exhausted. Little Miss, Black Girl Magic. Let me tell y'all something. The Black Girl Magic theme was a scheme. It was a scheme and it was a scam. It scammed you out of your time, your energy, your attention, to make you feel like you were working so hard and you were getting this money, but you were exhausted behind the scenes. So many women from that movement are still exhausted out of their own minds because they submitted to working so hard. Girl, you better do that. Girl, you better do that. Girl, you got 5 jobs. Girl, you running that business. Girl, she can't sleep. Girl, she can't attract support to save her life. Girl, she doing everything behind closed doors and she on her last leg. Girl, she just did all of this so she can get an image, and she really having panic attacks as soon as she posting pictures on Instagram trying to get more sales. See, stop letting society scam you to work against your design. It's not a coincidence that the majority of us as women have cycle issues. It's not a coincidence that we have irregular periods and we having these fibroids. It's not a coincidence. When you work against your authentic feminine design, it begins to destroy your body. It begins to destroy your body. And that's what you don't realize. Exactly. That was Black Girl. Was it? Where was the magic? These women were exhausted just to look cute at brunch, working their behinds off. Girl, you doing this? Girl, you doing this? Girl, let's talk about your anxiety. Let's talk about how your chest beating. Let's talk about how your heart beating out your chest because you can't sleep. Because you got to perform, practice. You got to keep going because you're the one. You're the black sheep of your family who made it, so you got to keep performing. You got to keep paying these bills. You got to keep taking care of these people. You got to keep doing this. You got to keep upholding this image. Girl, you don't need no help because you got it, right? Wrong. Because those women from that movement are coming to see me to undo all of that. Be careful of the movements that they tend to push publicly and that they want you to participate in. Really start asking yourself, does this add value or take value from my existence? From my existence, excuse me. Yes, I will on YouTube. So you need to understand that you are time, energy, attention, and money. Stop worshiping it. Your 9 to 5 knows that you the money. They just pay you cheap money to stay there and work their vision. But I want you to think about the millions that you've made these corporations and these companies. And it's you that don't believe that you can do these things for yourself. It's you that's afraid. I make more money and I get to relax a whole lot more operating from my business and not hustling than I did when I was working 3 jobs. One as a full-time bridal artist in my business because I had another business. Second job, full-time working at the Department of Children's Services and CPS. So that's a stressful, strainful job. Working at MAC Cosmetics as a part-time artist. And I was exhausted. And I was 90 pounds heavier. And my cycle was irregular. And I was growing hair from everywhere. Because my hormones were so imbalanced. They were telling me I couldn't have babies. They were telling me a whole bunch of stuff. When I released all of that societal programming and all those things they tried to put and say that I had to do and started listening to the one that created me, my life shifted. I lost 90 pounds. Cycle been coming consistently for the last 7 years. Built a 6-figure business from the ground up without hustling, against naysayers. All of these things. All because I believe in what the Most High told me, and the Most High told me that I literally am currency. So put in the comments for me, I am high level currency, because I need you to know that you are time, energy, attention, and money. You don't work for these things, beloved. You are these things, and you steward these things, and you create these things, and you maximize these things. This is the alchemy, the transformation of it all. And it's you understand that. How did I tap into the Most High with this? Yeah, definitely biblical. Biblical. Scripture for me. And it took me a minute. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It took me a minute because at first I came with my broken heart. I was really messed up. But I also told the Most High, listen, y'all be talking that language in the scripture, and I don't really understand. I don't really be knowing what you're talking about. I'm being very honest because this is literally I'm honest with the Most High like this. 7 years ago, I was like, I don't know what this is. You're going to have to really support me in understanding this if you want me to digest it. But I'm about to try. And I really just dedicated myself to really dissecting it. And I used the amplified classic version to dissect it. And I compared it to, hey, my loves, I compared it to, and save y'all questions for me because I'm going to answer them towards the end. But I compared it to King James Version. I was going back and forth. And after a little bit, the Most High began to start to reveal things to me. and begin to reveal, and my spiritual gifts seem to really heighten and activate, and I begin to understand certain things about myself. One thing about me, where I have the gift of sight, where I have vision, but I don't have vision how most people have vision. Some people have vision where they see things and they dream. Some people have vision in a sense of a multitude of other ways. I have the gift of sight and vision. I am inspired by something. Something triggers on the inside of me, whether I hear it, whether I read it, or something like that. It triggers me. Once it triggers me, I have a feeling that something is about to happen. Then that feeling goes from a knowing, and then I begin to ask the Most High so I can search it out. The Most High will give me exactly, something will come to me scripture wise to be able to see it. I will read exactly what that is. This is the process for me. I will read exactly what that is. A pattern will be revealed to me in that. And once I see the pattern, the vision becomes visual in my mind, which is how I was able to speak on all these people about to lose their jobs because of XYZ, XYZ. And people were coming in like, you're right. This is true. This is true. This is true. It's not me. It's not me. Anything good or amazing that you see that comes from me literally comes from the Most High. It is not I. I'm be very clear with that, okay? I just choose to be an obedient vessel. Okay, so the first thing is, like I said, understand. Y'all save y'all questions for me. I'm gonna answer at the end, I promise. But I want to get this money talks out and menstrual cycle walks out, so that you guys can really understand the connection between your financial success and your feminine power, which is a gift from the Most High, because your womb literally is an internal GPS. If you have no flow happening there, there's a block. It's letting you know there's something that's a block. In my experience, from helping women work out these blocks and from working out my own blocks, those blocks normally start spiritually, they manifest mentally, they come into the body as a form of emotion, which is energy and motion, and then that energy and motion stays concentrated right in that area, which creates more stress, which creates blocks, which creates illness. Okay, this is my experience. This is my experience working with my clients. This is how I've been able to reverse this for myself. This is me getting down to the root of that. Your cycle is an internal GPS. Okay? You're so welcome. It's an internal GPS. It's letting you know where you at all times. So if it's off, if it's stopped, if it's not consistent, there's something within the body that does not belong. Okay? There's something in the body that does not belong. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the next part. Before I get into this too, I've told you guys that your high level currency. What I need you to know too is that your belief impacts your biology, and your biology influences the way you behave. If you believe something about yourself, the body comes into agreement with it. This happens a lot for women who have pregnancy scares. Women had a lot of pregnancy scares, and they'll be like, oh, I think I'm pregnant. Next thing you know, baby, you feel like your nose wide open. You're throwing up. You're sleepy. All these things happening. You take a pregnancy test and you're not pregnant. Why? Because you tricked your body into believing that you're pregnant. That is how powerful the mind is. If you didn't know, now you know. Okay? So that is how powerful the mind is. Literally, what you believe about yourself is going to manifest physically. That's why I say you need to understand and be very secure in knowing that you are a spirit being having a human experience. A lot of things that are manifesting physically for you are literally started in the spirit, and a lot of us are violating spiritual law like crazy work, and we don't understand that, and that's why things are manifesting in our life the way they are. So with that being said about understanding beliefs, here's the key thing I need you to understand. If you want sustainable success in whatever it is that you're doing, I don't care what it is, you can take this formula and you can apply it to almost anything. And also, I want you to hear this formula, and I want you to think about any celebrity or any famous person or anyone that you know that has gone down due to a scandal. I guarantee you there's been a violation of one of these three things. If you hold tight to these three things, you will see sustainability in your life. You will see sustainability in your business. You will see sustainability in your relationships. Free game, take it, leave it. I don't care. I'm just the messenger, okay? Number one, obedience to spiritual law. Obedience to spiritual law is very important because you have to understand that this world is governed by law. You have the law of the land. You also have the law of the sea. That's a whole nother conversation. I ain't finna do all that today. But you have the law of the land, the things, the legal statutes and the different things that you understand. And also there's a difference between legal and law. But I ain't finna get into that either. But you have spiritual law that literally governs how the world operates. If you need more understanding of spiritual law and how it works and governs, start studying different things when it comes down even to the law of gravity, okay? Biblically, I would tell you to look at the book of Enoch specifically, because it talks about, hey, my love, it talks about what happens when you don't obey law. The stars, which are celestial bodies, did not obey the Most High on a command, and the stars got in trouble. I want to say it was like 10,000 years. The years might be out, but it was a long time. But you can go read for yourself. You got to understand that law. The sun showing up when it shows up is operating according to its job. It's law. The moon showing up when it shows up is operating according to its job. It's law. Everything that comes here has a purpose. Every star, everything has an absolute purpose. You may not think so, but I'm just trying to let you know, first rule of universal law, one of them, the law of connectedness. Everything is connected. Everything is a derivative of the Most High. Now, man may have taken it and perverted it, but everything is a derivative. It's a mimic. Like the universe itself is an algorithm. When you really listen to scripture and what it says, whatever a man sows, ye shall reap. If you sow good value, you're always going to have good value returned to you. If you sow no value, you get no value returned to you. If you do not value yourself, if you sow no value into yourself, you cannot have an expectation for another entity or person or anything to have care for you, because you don't care about yourself. So whatever you sow into this universal algorithm is what you're going to get back. People like to talk about, you're going to sow what you reap, and talk about it when it's negative, but think about it with the negative things that you're doing to yourself. The negative thoughts you have about yourself are seeds, and the universal algorithm cannot be tricked. That's why it says God is not mocked. See, the universe is an algorithm created by the Most High. Literally tells you God is not mocked. God's saying, you're not fooling me. I created something that is going to keep track of what who you really are, and what you really do, and what you really represent. And that is based on that's how you're going to receive. You know what is the mimic of that? The algorithm that you see on social media, the algorithms that you've seen that's been created, those all are intended to mimic the universal algorithm, which is the ultimate algorithm, because it don't miss. So when I say obedience to spiritual law, I'm talking about whatever you sow and you reap. It's a multitude of spiritual laws, but you need to understand how this world is governed, so you know how to not curse yourself in the spirit realm, and then it actually manifests physically in the earthly realm, because that's what a lot of us are doing. So understanding and obeying spiritual law is number one. A lot of people that you see, they think they God, so they don't honor spiritual law. But see, what people don't understand is that, yes, the Most High may not hear your prayers, and there are scriptures that talk about that, but the Most High always honors law. And a lot of people will think that they are God and think that they don't have to honor law, but law is law. God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, ye shall reap. You may reap that mug 20 years from down the line, but that fruit is coming. And that's what you have to understand. And that's why, number one, you have to understand that is a part of your sustainability strategy. You got to know the cycles and the rhythms of this world. This is why I'm telling y'all, I teach time alchemy for a reason. I live time alchemy, okay? Second part of the success strategy is you have to understand and be very clear that you have to understand, as a woman, you got to understand the science of yourself, as well as understanding the science of everything else around you. Once you realize you're a spirit being having a human experience, you got to understand how you work biologically. See, the reason why a lot of us don't experience real chemistry in relationships with people is because we don't know how we operate chemically. We don't understand that we run on chemical energy. We don't understand that we run on a natural rhythm. And when you are not in alignment with your natural rhythm as a woman, you are not emotionally regulated. And I know it's cute. Society thought it was really cute to put out here how toxicity should be like, oh, you should do this, and you should be toxic, and you should do this. Toxic by definition means to slowly poison. And when you make a commitment to call yourself toxic and to slowly, which is to be slow poison, what high value, high level, healthy, intelligent man wants a woman who does that? What woman who is a wealth-minded, wise woman wants to be friends with a woman who is slowly poisoned? Because eventually it is going to seep into your house. Eventually it's going to seep into your house. And a lot of women, because you don't understand how your cycle works, and I'm going to talk about that today. You have 4 phases in your menstrual cycle. You don't just have the 5 to 7 days you bleed. And because you're not doing what you need to do during the 5 to 7 days that you are bleeding, that's what's throwing off the rest of your body. So you think you're moody, you think you got PMS, you think all these things, when in reality you are not in sync with your rhythm, and that is why your body is struggling the way it is. That is why your cramps are ridiculous like that, because you don't understand that when you hold on to anger, specifically resentment, because let's get into it, hating your baby daddy, hating your mama and your daddy for not doing what they need to do. Resentment is an energetic experience that ruins your liver. Go check the science. See, now I told you I'm going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. Your resentment for the people in your life who have disappointed you, that you've allowed into your space, it ruins your liver. Anger and that long period of time, like that resentment, attacks your liver, and your liver is responsible for your eyesight. Your liver is responsible for your menstrual cycle. So you think you just cramping, and you just think it's this, and you just think it's this, when in reality you have been holding on to something for so long, to the point to where it is physically manifested in your body, because you came into a spiritual agreement to give anger a foothold. That's why God told you not to do that. Most High don't be lying. The Most High told you not to give anger a foothold, because scientifically, giving it a foothold and letting it turn into resentment kills your liver, which mass murders your cycle, which impacts your ability to create, which messes with your eyesight, which blocks your ability to see. Oh, you thought it was a game? Y'all let society trick you into living a toxic lifestyle, knowing that in years down the line, you're going to be sick as hell. But guess what? Sick in certain countries is a big business. So welcome. Welcome. That's what they doing. That's what happens when you don't understand the science of yourself, and you're not synced with your cycle, and you're not emotionally regulated enough to choose the proper partner to actually come into a union with, so that you can actually understand not only the science of yourself and your femininity, but the science of masculinity and the science of the development of children. Because that's how we protect and we create the core family unit. Because mother and woman is the first teacher. Mother and woman is the teacher. We're the teachers. What are you teaching? What example can be gathered by your template currently? Especially when you're not in alignment with yourself and you don't understand how you operate. Crazy work. So 2, understanding the science of yourself as well as understanding the science of everything else around you is very important. 3, and I ain't even getting into the money and the cycle part. This is just the success strategy that you need to grasp beforehand. So when the money comes, you know what to do. Okay? 3, knowing your personal psychology so that you don't repeat it. Being mad at your mama, your auntie, your grandma, and the women that raised you is going to push you further and further away from your feminine energy. Women ask me all the time, how did you go from being so like how you were to like losing your feminine energy? Like, what did you do? And what do I need to do? It's not about me doing anything. It's about me honoring self. And a part of me honoring self is honoring my ancestry, even if I felt like they didn't get it right. And to honor means to respect, not worship. Let's be clear with that. So in order to honor my lineage, hey, my love, I'm going to assess the women that came before me without judgment. I'm going to look at their lives. Let me tell you something. If you grew up in a household where ain't no men in your family, they all run, they all gone. A man made a post, and this post was so real. He was like, if there are no men in your home, in your family unit that you see around you, assume that you come from a lineage where the mouths of those women make men run away. And some of us don't know how to talk to ourselves, let alone talk to the opposite sex. On the other end of that spectrum, that brother said, if you find yourself and you're a man and you find no women stick around in your family, then realize that whatever you are doing in your masculinity is breaking that woman's femininity to where she can't thrive. So if you, and I'm going to tell you, I came from a lineage of women with the And I'm like, nobody's sticking, nobody's sticking, nobody's staying. It's this. But we want to do this after we've chosen that. Get what you want instead of trying to make somebody into something that you want because you want to have control. But when you see that has occurred in your lineage and you know that you want different, what you have to do is forgive yourself, work on your inner self and the cycles of self, because you are still an orange that came from that orange tree. And as much as you think you so much better than them with your degrees and your money and your therapy and everything, you not. And in the heat of the moment, in the pressure cooker, who you really are is going to come out. So you might want to do your work by first forgiving the decisions that they made that may have harmed you, the choices that they made in men that hurt you, because that's the only way you're going to be able to free yourself and to be able to ooze feminine energy, because unforgiveness makes you sick. And I'm not going to get into how it makes you sick, but it's a nice link between that and cancer. But I ain't going to hold you though. But unforgiveness is a bound energetic experience. It makes you a slave. Feminine energy is a free flowing experience. The two cannot reside in the same vessel. So the unforgiveness in your heart is going to be the bitter root that keeps you in the most masculine form or masculine principle energy ever. It is when you learn to free yourself by understanding your personal psychology so that you don't repeat it. You ain't got to agree with the choices they made. You need to assess and understand where they came from and see why they made those decisions and figure out the loophole of how you're going to get out the matrix. Because as much as you think you've exited, you have not unless you have done your work. Period. So again, 3-part success strategy system where sustainability can happen for you. Number 1, obedience to spiritual law. Number 2, understanding the science of yourself. Number 3, knowing your personal psychology so that, okay, you do not repeat it. All right. So we're talking about now. Let's go ahead and get into this money talks, menstrual cycles, walks, exploring financial success, and female power. If you are a person who has purchased like the 12-week year and all of that, y'all really didn't need that. Y'all really should just came seeing me. But I got y'all today. Don't even trip. I'm gonna make some math, okay? For y'all really quickly, and you're gonna actually be able to kind of jumpstart that a little bit more. In my personal opinion. And you get to do it according to your natural rhythm, which is even better. Hello. Because here's the thing. The reason why a lot of us are not consistent with stuff is because we don't really like what we're doing, or we don't have a clear understanding of what we're doing, or we don't believe that we're going to get the results from what we're doing. Okay. That's normally why we're not consistent. But when you do something that is authentic and that aligns with you, stuff just flows. I'm telling you, the road to 6 figures is the hardest. And for me, it wasn't a hustle. It was the hardest part is obedience. I prime on everything I love. The hardest part of being a creative in business that owns a 6-figure business is obedience. Spiritual obedience is literally the hardest part, because this is an assignment that I got from the Most High. So I have to remain rooted in that. And the higher I go, the deeper I have to go in Him, which means the deeper I have to go within myself. And that ain't always cute. And that ain't always pretty. And that ain't always fun. I'm just gonna be honest, it's not. So, but the rewards are great. I get to live on my own terms. I have the freedom to be able to, help my mother who's older, to support my siblings, to travel the world, to be able to support women from anywhere in the entire world. I get to do what I absolutely love. But it is deeply rooted in understanding that I have to do my own work. People stop doing their work and they just get caught up in the leadership. And that's how you get caught up in the scam. And once you get caught up in the scam, then next you get caught up in the scandal. Being spiritually rooted keeps you secure. Not being shaky on that makes you insecure. Okay? So out of your beliefs comes security or insecurity. All right? Okay. So let's go ahead and get into this really quickly. Money Talks, Menstrual Cycles Walks, Exploring Financial Success. I'm reading from my iPad because people like to be like, what you reading from? My notes in my iPad, booze. Exploring Financial Success and Feminine Power. We're going to talk about basically your cycle and the truth about it and how you should be using it to be able to succeed financially. This is what I literally teach in detail to my clients. And it's really supported them in a multitude of ways. Like I said, my biggest, one of my amazing clients, she went from, I think like she went from 6 figures to, I think she's almost at like $500,000 using like the cycle syncing mastery formula and all that I have. I'm gonna give you a breakdown of some aspects of that. If you want more, I'll dive more into how you can get more of that, okay? Because it really, really works. God is good. Let me just let y'all know. And not even good in a sense, because the way the earth's used good and the way the Most High used good is different. But very good and very strategic. When he says you have creative, witty inventions in your very being, when he says that you literally have everything that you need within you, the kingdom of heaven within you, is not a lie. It's all about you learning how to tap into it. And the way you tap into it is breaking from the mansion of the ego of your mind. This is your real matrix right here. And this matrix is built on the different things that you've been programmed to learn from school, from family, from different things, from other people's experiences. You know, when you're a child, you become at the mercy or the victim of whoever is raising you and whatever the teachings are. But when you grow into yourself, you have a responsibility to start questioning everything that you think that you know, especially if it's not working for your life. That's when you have to do a thorough investigation of what actually is working for your life truthfully. So don't put your, and I don't know where this aspect has come from, but I'm letting the Most High do his thing. But be very careful about, in this season, about who you allow to guide you spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. I'm talking about these spiritualists online, these gurus. I'm talking about people who say that they're therapists. I'm talking about counselors. Please do your due diligence and your proper investigations before you submit to anything or apply anything into your life or existence. I'm telling you what I know. I personally have spiritual ethics. I ain't finna get into trouble with the Most High trying to scam y'all, because he gave me this position. Everybody doesn't have the same disposition as myself. Do your investigation, do your work, especially when you are investing in this season, okay? All right. Okay, so this live is definitely for women leaders, because I'm a feminine lifestyle strategist, and I'm also certified as a emotional intelligence practitioner, as well as a energetic psychology practitioner, okay? And so we're going to be talking a lot more in that aspect. And what I like to do is I love to support my clients in making more money in a seamless chef's kiss kind of way, because I don't believe the hustle is for us. Because I used to be a hustler, and I used to be looking crazy, 90 pounds heavier, going bald in the center of my head. I look like a totally different person. You can find a TikTok. I don't even look the same, okay? Trust me when I tell you, when you really get in alignment with your authentic rhythm and your authentic design and your uniqueness that the Most High created you in, trust me, you begin to radiate differently. You begin to attract differently. You begin to experience things from a different space. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying, oh, all your problems are going to be solved, but you will know how to literally transmute your energy from a painful experience into forward progression. And I'm telling you what I consistently live and what I take my clients through. Okay? So this live is for women leaders, because I only coach women leaders, okay? Who seek to unlock financial success through cycle awareness, who desire to leverage their feminine power for business growth, who want practical strategies for aligning financial goals with their natural rhythms, okay? Who value insights on productivity, creativity, and wealth creation. If that ain't your thing, baby, keep swallowing, because don't get in my comments acting up, okay? All right. If women who are interested in using their menstrual cycle as a God-given GPS for success. That's who this live is for. If it ain't for you, just keep rolling. It's cool. No worries. No hard feelings, okay? So the first thing I need you to understand is, let's get into the connection between your menstrual cycle and money really fast. So I want you to think about $1, but I don't want you to think about girl, I got some quarters right here. Okay, right on time. Look at God did his thing. I'm sorry, girl, look, my New Orleans came out. I don't have another quarter, but we just gonna act like I got another quarter, okay? So when you think about your menstrual cycle and you think about money, I want you to think about $1. I want you to think about 4 quarters, okay? I want you to think about 4 of these. All right, I got 3. Man, I ain't got another one. I feel like in one of these pockets, but I ain't got time to look. So basically, we're gonna act like this nickel one. We're gonna hide it up a little bit, make it look like it's 4 quarters. Okay, so this is a complete menstrual cycle right here. These 4 quarters is $1. Each quarter means something. It means something different. And every time you look at a quarter anyway, they're all different. They either have different years on them. They may have a different type of something on the back. They have their own uniqueness to it, just like your menstrual cycle, okay? Those 4 quarters that I just had in my hand, we're going to run that back. First phase of your menstrual cycle, menstrual. That is when you are releasing, okay? The second phase of your menstrual cycle, follicular. That's the second quarter. I want you to think about that as well, okay? Third quarter, ovulation, okay? Fourth quarter, luteal. I want you to take these 4 quarters again and think. There is literally 4 quarters in $1, 4 quarters in a year. So if you want to hurry up and practice time alchemy, which is transforming your time and managing your time, and time jump quicker, you want to start doing things in the form of these 4 quarters or these 4 weeks, as in 30 days. So you can literally shift your life or change your life or change something about your life in the next 30 days financially if you pay very, very close attention to your natural rhythms and to your cycle, okay? So, number 1, get rid of the whole idea like, oh, I need to do this, is 12 weeks, is this. 30 days is now your new time frame. You're operating from quarter 1, week 1. You're operating from quarter 2, week 2. You're operating from quarter 3, week 3. You're operating from quarter 4, week 4. Okay? So this is how we're viewing things from this point on. We're achieving goals in 30 days now. We're not waiting to 90. We're doing the work that needs to be done and sowing the proper seeds during the time frame so that we can reap a harvest at the end of each cycle. That's the goal. Okay? So that's how we're looking at it. So let's go back to the menstrual phase of the cycle. Well, first and foremost, everybody got it? I want to make sure everybody got it in the comments. 4 phases, 4 quarters, 4 weeks in a month, 4 quarters in a year, 4 quarters in $1, 4 phases in your cycle. All of it is connected. Got it? Cool. All right. So let's go ahead and get into menstrual phase. Number 1. So the menstrual phase is basically like your first quarter. You know, when you're first coming into the new year, it's rest and renew. So the menstrual phase is akin to the first quarter of the dollar because it's a time of rest, it's a time of renewal, and it's a time of preparation. In the beginning of first quarter, when you think about it, when it comes down to business or comes down to like your year, maybe you have like some things that you want planned, you're starting off fresh and brand new. So you're not coming out the gate spending a whole lot of money. You just did a lot of closeouts at the end of the year. You're kind of coming in directly during that first quarter like, okay, this is where budgets are set. Just like the first quarter when it comes down to business, okay, or when it comes down to the first quarter, when it comes down to your menstrual cycle, operate the same kind of way when it comes down to your money. Set the foundation for financial growth during this season, okay? And this also sets the tone for a new start for you physically and emotionally. When you're in the menstrual phase of your cycle, it is a reset. Okay? It's not a coincidence that you're releasing during this reset. It is a reset. It is a time for you to prepare. It is a time for you to renew. It is a time for you to rest. This is setting the stage of the upcoming cycle, how you're going to be feeling physically and emotionally, much like quarter 1 in business. Just like the first week of the month in business. When it comes down to a lot of people, a lot of business owners work very strong from the 1st to the 15th in order to reap the rewards anytime between the 20-something and the end of that month, okay? So it's all about preparation. Number 2, the second quarter, okay? That we're talking about. So I'm sorry, again, for the first quarter, just to be clear, the first quarter of this dollar is the starting point where financial resources are renewed and budgets are set. So this is a renewal process for your money, for your body, for your heart. Got it? All right. Second quarter that was happening to, which is the follicular phase of the cycle, and the second quarter, which we're currently in the year. Right now is the time, Okay? During the follicular phase, this is when your energy kind of rises up. This is when you begin to like mirror growth and development, just like it does in the second quarter of the year when it comes down to finances. During the second quarter, okay, investments tend to grow in the second quarter. This is when a lot of people, like right now between March and like June, March and May, March and like the beginning of June, this is when people really start investing in more coaching programs and different things like that. They've kind of recouped from the first quarter, they've rested, so now they're ready to kind of jump out there, start investing in different courses, investing in different programs and different things like that, because it's time to grow, it's time to get it started. Okay, that's literally what's happening in your cycle, this second phase, the follicular phase. That's what's going down. Okay, so like this second quarter, the dollar signifies growth and development. This is when investments are made, savings are accumulated, and plans for the future start taking shape. This is that season for that. During follicular, we're focusing on growth. We're focusing on mirroring growth. We're focusing about all of those things because the energy is coming back after the rest period. You get it? Everybody got it? All right. So now let's go into the ovulatory phase, which is the third quarter. Okay? Third quarter tends to be a bit of the fun time. All right? It's the fun time because during the ovulatory phase of your cycle, you reach the peak of fertility. It's like, you're craving more, you're wanting more abundance. You know how it goes when we start ovulating. I don't need to go into these details. Y'all know what time it is. We're like primitive, crazy people, okay? But during that time frame, this is where opportunities abound. Yes, we want to create babies. We're married. We want to create children right now. This is the perfect time to be able to do it, okay? So in that phase, similar to third quarter, similar to the ovulation phase of the cycle, this period represents abundance and opportunity where financial gains are maximized, projects tend to flourish, and new avenues of growth tend to emerge. It's whatever you set during that first quarter, which is that menstrual phase, you're going to start seeing it manifest in the ovulation period, which is the third quarter. So that's why when people say what you do in the beginning of how you start at the beginning of the year is how you're going to end. It's not a game. It's not a lie. Okay? It's not a game. It's not a lie. It's the truth. You got to see I be trying to tell y'all all this stuff is connected. The Most High is really an architectural genius. If you just really could seeing the patterns is one of my gifts. So I have to remember that. But once you see the pattern within yourself, it becomes so much easier for you to maneuver, to make money, to give birth, to do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just telling you, like, when you get yourself in real alignment. So anyway, but during this specific phase, which is the follicular phase, it's all about, like I said, not ovulatory phase. The ovulatory phase, it's all about abundance and opportunity. It's all about where things are maximized and things happen. So during that phase is when things should be maximizing. But here's the tea though. If you ain't set nothing up during the menstrual phase, don't expect nothing in ovulatory to pop up for you. Don't have an expectation of that when you haven't sown the seed again. Like I said, for whatever a man sows, you gonna reap. That's a violation of spiritual law. To get value and ain't gave no value is crazy work. It's not happening. Okay? So it's so important and so vital for you to be able to grasp that understanding. Fourth phase. Congratulations on your marriage. Fourth phase is the luteal phase, and it's also representing the fourth quarter in your dollar. Okay? The luteal phase mirrors the fourth quarter of the dollar. It's a time for preparation. It's a time for reflection and wrapping up loose ends. When you think about the last quarter for people operating in business, or even when you think about people the last quarter, girl, I gotta hurry up and get this done. It's the end of the year. Let me just hurry up and get everything together and make sure it's straight so I'm going to this new year. Girl, I'm finna cut everybody off. See, that's when y'all start doing all that crazy prepping. I'm leaving folks in 2024. Y'all know how y'all be doing. Instead of folks be coming into 2024, 2025. But y'all know how it go. We start making all these claims about what we're going to do and all these things. It's the wrap up, okay? So we're in that phase of wrapping things up and wrapping up the loose ends of things. It's almost like you're preparing for hibernation, okay? It's like a bear preparing for hibernation. So when you get into that phase of like, luteal and fourth quarter, you start evaluating your financial progress. Like at the end of the month, you start getting on that budget. Because guess what's coming up in the first to the fifth? Rents, So now we're looking at the end. We're looking at, okay, so what I do now? And how is this going? Now y'all starting to see how the math, what you do in the beginning makes a huge difference about how your end is going to turn out. That ain't just a saying in life. That really is how that operates, even when it comes down to your body and your cycle and how it works. Okay. So at the fourth quarter, you begin to reflect on your achievements, the things that happen, your learnings, the areas of growth during this particular phase, during this particular year, what has grown, what has worked. And likewise with the fourth quarter, the dollar signifies a period of like consolidation, like you're bringing everything together, preparing things for change. Decisions are being made and evaluated, progressed and assessed, and plans are being made for the next growth cycle. We do this every year. At the end of the year, we start mapping out how we want our new year to be and all these things. Whether we stick to it or not is a different story. But that's what ends up happening in the fourth quarter, in the home stretch. And that's what's happening when it comes down to your body and your cycle as well. Okay? So again, menstrual phase is the rest and renewal. You getting started, the reset. Follicular phase is growth and development. Okay? Ovulatory phase, which is third quarter, is abundance and opportunity. And luteal, which is fourth quarter, is preparation and reflection. That's what's happening in those phases. If you can sync yourself with understanding how your rhythm works, you will see massive shifts and change in a multitude of things. Your creativity, your money, your relationships, all of these different type of things. I'm not telling you what I know. I'm telling you what's new. I ain't telling you what something I'm new to. I'm telling you something I'm true to. So if you want more details, if you want more in depth of what you need to be eating during those time frames, what workouts work best, what work tasks work best for your creativity during that time frame, then I want you to apply, if you're prepared, to apply for my Cycle Syncing Mastery Collective that's starting on May the 10th. That is a 4-figure investment. It's a $1,500 program. You have me for 8 weeks, and you're going to basically get everything that you need to be able to sync with your menstrual cycle, enhance your creativity, and figure out what it is that you have within you so that you can create products and services and make more money. Because women are not going to be able to thrive under the work hard mentality in this creator economy. Like I've told you, it's predicted to be a $250 billion economy within the next 4 years, and you could easily get your piece of the pie. The next 20 years are going to AI up. It's really going to be a lot of different things that are going to be happening, and you're going to have to learn how to use your gifts to be able to create income for yourself, or you are not going to thrive in this upcoming society. And I'm just being 100% honest with you, okay? Unless you have a skill set that is in constant demand, beloved, it's time for you to start tapping into what you're supposed to be doing, because you have something. Okay, a 9 to 5 should not be your only plan. Thank you so much, Solana, my love. Okay, she just posted the phases for me. You should not be out here looking crazy. You're going to have to learn how to tap into your gifts. Now, if you need support with that, like I said, if you want the full detailing of how you can utilize it and how I've been able to do it, and the formula that my clients have used to go from 5 figures to 6 figures, from 6 figures to multi 6 figures, then the Cycle Syncing Mastery Collective is for you. If you are a business owner who is struggling in her masculine and it's like not converting in sales, and what I mean by that is like if you're selling, like you're promoting, and nothing seems to be working for you, it could be that you're not authentically aligning with your essence. And if that's the case, I have a course that's 147 that teaches you how to align and how to earn using your feminine essence. I'm teaching you strategic client attraction. I'm teaching you literally what your unique feminine design sales archetype is, how to use it online to be able to bring in more sales, how to be able to take the path to a stressless, okay, and I do mean stressless path to 6 figures. That was an amazing class. The women in there were just absolutely I just really adored them. So if you want strategic client attraction and it doesn't seem to be working for you, that you're putting out your content, nobody's buying, You probably need to take my quiz. You probably need to learn a strategy on how to attract your client, and you probably need to work on your specific type of messaging. That class is going to support you in that. So if you already have a business and you're just not getting sales, then definitely get that for 147. And like Paris said, you can get all of my products with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. If you're wanting specifically to focus on cycle syncing, and let me say this: if you want to buy your way out of the matrix, so it's three ways that this can work. I talked about the Cycle Syncing Mastery program for $1,500 for 8 weeks. You can get that with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. I talked about the earning using your feminine essence. You can get that for $147 if you're just trying to attract more clients. If you are trying to buy your way out of the matrix, meaning you're trying to create a cushion of at least, okay, let me get to the point to where I want to master my emotions. I want to master my feminine design. I want to sell a service or a product at a price point that's going to push me to at least a cushion of $50,000. Then you want the FEMA bundle, like she just said. In the FEMA bundle, here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the Feminine Law and Order Masterclass, which teaches you how to become an energetic match to receive and attract whatever it is that you want. You want $10,000 a month? Okay, are we an energetic match for that? Because if you can't manage 1,000, you're not an energetic match for 10,000 a month, and that's just real. Okay, so the FEMA bundle is going to teach you how to get your feminine in order by understanding law. You're also going to get the Master Your Emotions the Feminine Way, where you learn how to communicate your needs in an effective way that increases your emotional intelligence and teaches you how to regulate your emotions properly, because a lot of business owners are unhinged, and I'm telling y'all, they're losing their business because they don't know how to keep their emotions together. So that's the second thing you get in there. The third thing that you get in the FEMA bundle is you get the Intelligence to Income Masterclass, where you get the $50,000 plan, where I'm teaching you how to make your first $50,000. Look, yes, thank you, Halo. Halo actually has that product and that service, so it's absolutely amazing. And in that service, you get a one-on-one with me as well. That bundle, I'm telling you right now, is $497 today. But the only reason it's $497 is because I have not implemented the additional things. But I'm telling you that next week it's going up to $797 because I'm putting 2 additional things. I've put 3 additional things into it, but I just haven't updated it. But if you want it as is, that where you learn how to cycle sync, where it tells you specifically in the FEMA bundle, like, this is the things, this is how you can use this is the prototypes, these are the archetypes you turned into during these 4 phases, and this is how you can work them for your benefit, then the FEMA bundle is that girl. And you can get that, like I said, for $497. I gotta hold this because it's messing up now. Before $97, before it goes to $797. Okay, so that's up there. You can get that for Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. Those are the price points, and those are the particular products and services that I offer and that align with what I was speaking with today. So if you are wanting to really get a hold of your menstrual cycle, get in alignment with it, and make more money, check out Earn Using Your Feminine Essence for $147. If you're ready to level up and buy yourself out of the matrix, meaning create a cushion so you can leave that job that you can't take no more, then get the FEMA bundle that's going to teach you to master your emotions, master your menstrual cycle, and then also master your money by showing you have what it takes within you to be able to create products and services that sell on a high level, because I'm literally giving you certain assessments and different tests that are going to pull out, dang, I am good at this. Dang, I could do this. Dang, I could do this. Yep. And this is how you, and then when you have your one-on-one with me, I'm going to tell you and show you, yep, this is how you can package this to where people will pay you $1,000 for this. This is where you can package this and people will pay you $247 to have a 45-minute meeting with you. Okay, so that's what you're going to get in the FEMA bundle for $497 with the Intelligence to Income Masterclass, the Feminine Law and Order Masterclass, and the Master Your Emotions Masterclass. And then lastly, the Cycle Syncing Mastery Collective that starts on May the 10th is for women who literally want the full-fledged formula when it comes down to cycle syncing, emotional regulation, and money making. You're getting it all in that, okay? What questions do you guys have? I'm going to take a couple of questions. And congratulations to those who have purchased, because I see some purchases coming through. So congratulations to those who have purchased. What questions do you guys have? I'm going to take a couple before I get ready to go because I have to go. So drop them for me in regard to anything that we talked about today. So vital information. It makes a lot of sense. You're welcome. It makes a lot of sense when you really put it together. The women who are in my feminine solar cycle program, they've gotten all of this information. Thank you so much for these gifts. Do I have a schedule when I go live? I mainly would go live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But it's kind of shifted because I've had some family things I needed to take care of. So if you're on my email list, you'll know. You'll know whether by getting a TikTok notification or you'll know by getting a notification about a YouTube video that's been uploaded. I haven't had one since September or in October. Have you started tracking? Because I want to say, because didn't you get the, don't you have the FEMA bundle? Because if you do, then have we had our one-on-one? Because maybe we can discuss the tracking. Because there are some things that we can dive into for that. Any other questions? And in fact, DM me, boo, so that way we can get that squared away. Hey, love. Hey, Queen, how do we navigate racial divides in a feminine way? Okay. I'm going to be very honest with you, and what I say may be actually controversial, and some people may feel it, some people may hate it. Either way, I'm okay with it. I recognize and I am aware of the racial divide. Okay? Just like I am aware of the inequality when it comes down to pay and with men and women and when you work in certain industries and different things like that, right? My take on it is that I don't necessarily have to navigate that divide because that divide doesn't necessarily impact me. And let me explain. What I mean by that is I really truly believe that I am a daughter of the Most High. And I believe that man is a creation of the Creator, and I believe that society is a creation of man, right? So therefore, I choose not to submit to a lot of societal. I choose not to submit to societal standards or necessarily rulings, because they were not created for me. They were created to actually suppress me. So I choose to go over their head. So anytime I have a problem where I feel like someone is attempting to block me, I realize one, they really can't block me because they can't block the one that created me. So I submit all of those things directly to him, and I let people play their position. Okay? And I let people play themselves out because the universal algorithm never lies, because whatever a man sows, you're going to reap. And one thing for sure, two things for certain, I know for sure, baby, when you play with me, the Most High gonna get you. And that's the type of confidence I truly have. And also at the same time, if I do something to somebody, the Most High gonna get me. So I don't really submit to concerning myself or giving anxiety to a divide, any form of divide, because I am in alignment and in tune with the one who created it all. And whenever he feel like he want to shut it down, he can do that. So I trust that process. And the basis of femininity is what a lot of women on this app who are femininity coaches, they don't teach it. But the true basis of femininity is in your faith, which is in your trust. And I do trust in the Lord with all my heart, and I do not lean to my own understanding, and I will acknowledge him in all of my ways because he always does direct my path. And because of that, I'm never worried about a divide because I always know who got me. So I hope that makes sense. Like I said, it's probably not going to be the popular answer, but it's the real answer when it comes to me. And that's literally how I see it. Let's see. When you're healing, how do you know what friends to keep or who's not good for you? Well, I personally believe that there are two types of people. You're welcome. You're so welcome. I personally believe there's two types of people that enter into your experience. There are people who are destiny people, and destiny people does not, when I say destiny people, doesn't mean this person is destined to stay with you forever. That means that this person has an impact on your destiny or an influence in some kind of area when it comes down to your destiny. I also believe that there are people of distraction. So I believe that there are destiny people, and I believe that there are people who are sent to distract. And so, how I discern personally who is who is I pay attention to how this person interacts with me, operates with me, and if they're actually holding me back from the things that I am supposed to be doing. So, if they are encouraging me or putting the battery in my back or fueling me to do things that are elevating me to the next level or, expanding me or holding me accountable and all of those things, I eat that for breakfast. I love it. But if they're attempting to fuel me and put the battery in my back and feed me into things that constantly result in me my joy being stolen, constantly result in my confidence being killed, I'm going to I'm going to assume that this person is on assignment to destroy me because it's giving steal, kill, destroy. So if it's putting me in any of those positions, I immediately begin to evaluate this person's presence even being in my life. So for me, the main thing that you really can do is continue to just be pouring into you and elevating yourself. And trust me, when the frequency changes, the people who don't like the station, they're going to cut it off. They're going to cut it off. Or they're going to change the channel, i.e. they're going to move away from you. So elevate your frequency and allow everything else to tune in or fall off. Just that simple. Awesome, Soraya. I'm glad I did. Any other questions? Congratulations, too. I'm seeing some more purchases come through. Any other questions? All right, my loves. I am out of here. Congratulations to those who have purchased. I've seen, looks like somebody purchased. I see a couple of earn with essence, using your essence. And Soraya was in that class too. She was in the earn using your essence class. I see a couple of those, and then I see a female bundle purchase. So congratulations to the queens who are doing that. For those who got the female bundle, you'll be getting your one-on-one meeting session with me soon. So I'm excited. How to deal with people who are envious? I don't. I don't. I don't deal with people who are envious, and I don't even allow I don't even allow the energy to transform into envy, because envy is the manifestation from the seed of jealousy. So the minute I see any form of jealousy, whether it is towards me or not, it's questionable. That person becomes questionable. It's one thing to feel something, but it's a different thing to act on it in the form of jealousy. Envy, people who are envious will take your life. So I don't deal with them. Ever. At all. Even though you are in menopause, you still have a hormonal cycle. So grabbing the FEMA bundle, you get a workbook that teaches you how to track your hormonal cycle. So grab that, girl. Klarna Affirming Afterpay. All right, my loves, I have got to go. I hope that y'all have an amazing, amazing weekend. That's a weekend, girl. Today Thursday, ain't it? Yes, I'm tired. So I hope that y'all have an amazing, amazing evening. I will be going live again tomorrow. So if you're on my email list, make sure that you tune in and check it out. So I hope that y'all have an amazing day. Thank y'all so much for y'all time. And remember that self-care is the key fundamental of every single relationship, because you set the tone of how people treat you by the way you treat yourself. So treat yourself exceptionally well, okay? Please and thank you. All right, love and peace to y'all. Bye.